Something invisible is happening right now, a sacred movement beneath the surface of your life, quiet yet unstoppable. The shift has begun. The very energy of the universe is turning in your favor. The tides that once resisted you are now carrying you toward everything you once dreamed of. What you've prayed for, imagined, and longed to see is already in motion. You may not see all the signs yet, but they are forming behind the veil. Life doesn't announce its blessings before they arrive. It rearranges itself in silence. Every delay that frustrated you was never a denial, it was preparation. Every closed door was a divine detour leading you to the one that opens easily. Every moment you stayed faithful when nothing moved, that was when the heavens took note. The universe mirrors your conviction, not your circumstances. The moment you shifted within, the moment you stopped doubting and started knowing, creation began responding. You became aligned with what was already yours. Your belief became the command that moved mountains. The invisible hand of destiny started setting things in order, guiding the right people, the right opportunities, and the right timing into your path. This is not the same season you were in before. The energy has changed. You've entered a divine rhythm where resistance turns into flow. Life no longer feels like a battle because you've stopped wrestling with appearances. You've learned that to win in life, you must first win in imagination. To receive, you must first rest in the knowing that it's already done. Every apparent setback is now a setup for elevation. Every unanswered prayer is about to be fulfilled in a higher form. Every delay was heaven's way of saying, "Not yet, because I'm preparing something better." The shift is not coming, it has already begun. You are walking through doors you once knocked on in vain. You are meeting people who carry keys to your next level. You are stepping into moments that feel like destiny because they are. From this point on, carry yourself as one who has already received. Speak as if it's finished. Move as if the way is made. Feel as if you are already there, because in truth, you are. The outer world is simply catching up to your inner decision. Everything is working in your favor now. The unseen has said yes. The energy has turned. The promise is alive. And as you rest in this awareness, watch how effortlessly life unfolds. The struggle ends where certainty begins. This is your moment. The shift has begun, and it's all working for you, not against you. The universe has conspired. The path is open, and your time has come. Walk in it with quiet confidence, knowing that the unseen power that called you to rise is the same power ensuring that you do. The unseen shift has already begun. Your outer world is aligning with your inner belief. What you once could only imagine in silence is now beginning to take form in the physical. It may not yet be visible to your eyes, but the vibration of your life has changed. The unseen world responds not to effort, but to alignment. The moment your inner conviction shifted from doubt to faith, from hoping to knowing, something profound began to move in your favor. Reality itself started rearranging to reflect your inner state. Everything around you is a mirror. The people you meet, the circumstances you face, the opportunities that arise, all of it echoes the frequency of what you hold within. When you were uncertain, life mirrored uncertainty. When you felt undeserving, you met closed doors. But when your inner vision became clear, when you finally decided that what you desire is already yours, The mirror began to reflect a different image. The outer world had no choice but to comply. This is the law of creation. The world you see is a shadow of the world you hold in consciousness. You cannot change the shadow by touching it. You must change the light that casts it. When you shift inwardly, life must follow. There is no delay in the unseen realm. There is only the time it takes for the visible world to catch up with what has already been decreed within you. You might still be walking through familiar surroundings, but notice how everything feels different. The same streets carry a new vibration. The same conversations begin to open unexpected doors. The same opportunities that once slipped away now seem to reach for you. This is not coincidence, it is correspondence. Life is responding to the new you, the one who believes without hesitation, the one who knows that all things are already working together for good. Do not be fooled by appearances. The physical world is the slowest to change, but change it must. It cannot resist the power of your inner transformation. Every time you hold the feeling of your fulfilled desire, you are imprinting a new pattern onto reality. The energy around you begins to shape itself into form, piece by piece, moment by moment, until what you once imagined becomes undeniable fact. Remain still and certain. You do not need to chase, force, or struggle. The shift has already begun. Your faith has done the work, and the universe is now in motion to deliver what you have already accepted as truth. Every obstacle is dissolving. Every delay is turning into divine timing. All things are converging in perfect order to match your inner belief. Trust the unseen process. Feel it as done, and it will be done. For the outer world is but the echo of your inner song. And now that you are singing a new melody, one of faith, power, and certainty, life itself is dancing to your rhythm. What once felt delayed was divine preparation for your greater unfolding. Every moment you thought was wasted was actually sacred time. Time the universe used to shape you, refine you, and align you with what you were truly meant to receive. The waiting was never punishment. It was positioning. The path wasn't denied to you. It was being prepared for you, and you were being prepared for it. When you asked for growth, you didn't realize that growth often hides inside silence. When you asked for strength, you didn't know it would come through endurance. When you prayed for elevation, you didn't expect it to require surrender. Yet, everything that seemed to slow you down was in fact pulling you into alignment with a higher version of yourself, the one capable of holding the blessing you asked for. You see, destiny cannot deliver what you are not yet ready to carry. The delay was divine timing disguised as disappointment. You were never behind schedule. You were being synchronized with purpose. Every seeming setback was a sacred setup. The unanswered prayers, the closed doors, the detours that confused you. They were all recalibrations from the unseen, leading you to the precise place where your desire and your readiness could meet in perfect harmony. Had things come earlier, you might have doubted your worth or mishandled the opportunity. You might have settled too soon or moved from fear instead of faith. But because of the delay, you learned to trust without proof. You learned to walk by inner conviction rather than outer evidence. You develop the stillness that anchors miracles and the faith that commands them. That waiting season taught you who you are, not someone desperate for change, but someone powerful enough to create it. The divine works differently than the world. It builds you before it blesses you. It refines your vision before revealing the outcome. It clears away what doesn't belong so you can fully receive what does. That's why the delay was never random. It was sacred order. The universe was clearing your path, shifting the pieces, and aligning the timing so that when your breakthrough arrived, it would stay. Now you can look back and see it, the wisdom in the waiting. Every closed door was protection. Every redirection was guidance. Every pause was preparation for the leap that's coming next. The foundation beneath your life has been quietly strengthened. The unseen has been setting the stage for your emergence. And now the unfolding begins. So release the idea that you were ever late. Nothing is lost, nothing was wasted. The delay was divine. And you are now stepping into the very moment it was designed to prepare you for. What once felt like waiting has turned into arrival. What once felt like silence has become a song of victory. The preparation is complete, and your greater unfolding is now in motion. You are now standing in the vibration of answered prayer. Nothing is against you anymore. The energy around you has shifted, and whether you can see it or not, everything is working in divine harmony. The struggle that once consumed your thoughts is dissolving because your inner state has changed. You are no longer begging the universe to move. You are resting in the knowing that it already has. The prayer you once whispered in desperation has now become your living reality because you finally became one with the feeling of its fulfillment. When you prayed, the answer was given instantly, but it could not reach you until you rose into the vibration of belief. The universe never withholds. It responds to frequency. The moment you stopped asking from lack and began thanking from completion, the energy around you began to shift. You stopped speaking from waiting and started living from receiving. That's when the invisible doors opened. That's when resistance broke. You are now standing where everything flows to you with ease, because nothing within you is pushing it away. You are no longer fighting what is or fearing what may come. You have entered a state of inner harmony where your desires and your faith walk hand in hand. You are not chasing, you are allowing. You are not hoping, you are knowing. And that knowing radiates a frequency that draws every good thing toward you effortlessly. Nothing is against you anymore because you no longer believe in opposition. You have learned that the world mirrors your state of being. When you felt small, life reflected obstacles. When you felt unworthy, life echoed that belief. But now that you stand in your power, life must bend to the energy of your certainty. You are no longer at war with your circumstances, for you understand that they are simply responding to you. The outer world cannot oppose the one who stands firm in faith. You have entered the vibration of answered prayer, the feeling that it is already done. And in that feeling, there is peace. You don't need to control, you don't need to prove, you don't even need to understand. You simply need to remain aligned with gratitude, joy, and quiet confidence. From this state, life unfolds in divine order. The right people show up. The perfect timing reveals itself. What once seemed impossible becomes effortless. So release any lingering fear. Let go of every doubt that tries to whisper otherwise. The universe has already said yes to you. You are not waiting for the blessing. You are the blessing unfolding. Every cell of your being vibrates with fulfillment, and that vibration is calling everything you desire into form. Walk forward, knowing that nothing is against you anymore. Not the past, not circumstances, not time. You are one with divine favor now, standing in the living answer of every prayer you've ever spoken. Your state of being is the magnet that draws all favorable conditions. Life does not respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you are. The universe listens not to words, but to vibration, to the quiet hum of your inner world. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you carry sends out an energetic signal that shapes your experience. The world is not happening to you, it is echoing you. What you radiate within becomes the magnet that attracts everything you see without. When your state of being is rooted in peace, life reflects harmony. When it's filled with gratitude, doors open easily. But when it's clouded with fear, lack, or doubt, the reflection must match that too. This is why transformation begins inwardly, not externally. You cannot fight circumstances and win, but you can shift your inner frequency and watch circumstances align themselves. The universe is not withholding your desires, it's simply waiting for you to become a match to them. Think of your state as an atmosphere. When you walk in the energy of faith, assurance, and joy, you create an atmosphere where miracles feel at home. Favor flows naturally because there is no inner resistance. The things you desire are drawn to you not because you chase them, but because you embody the feeling of already having them. You don't need to force outcomes. Your being itself is the magnet. The mistake most people make is trying to change the world while staying the same within. They beg for abundance while vibrating scarcity. They speak of love but dwell in loneliness. They chase success while holding beliefs of unworthiness. But the universe cannot be deceived. It mirrors precisely what you believe to be true about yourself. The moment you change your inner self-concept, the moment you feel abundant, loved, successful, and blessed, everything around you reorganizes to reflect that truth. This is why peace is powerful. When you rest in the knowing that life is for you, not against you, you stop emitting the vibration of fear. You start radiating confidence, and confidence attracts solutions. You start feeling deserving, and deserving energy attracts opportunity. You start loving life, and life begins loving you back. So pay attention not to appearances, but to how you feel. Your feelings are the compass of creation. When you lift your inner state through gratitude, visualization, and faith, you lift your entire life. Conditions that once resisted you begin to move. People shift, doors open, timing synchronizes. Nothing changes because you forced it. It changes because your vibration called it into harmony. You are magnetic. You are not separate from the good you seek. You are its source. When your inner world glows with certainty, joy, and peace, life has no choice but to mirror it. Everything you desire, love, abundance, success, opportunity, is already orbiting you, waiting for one thing. The moment your state of being rises to meet it, life rearranges itself to match the conviction of your inner certainty. The moment you decide something within you, truly decide it, the outer world begins to bend in that direction. Circumstances that once seemed immovable begin to shift. People show up, timing aligns, opportunities appear out of nowhere. This is not luck, it is law. Life cannot resist the force of unwavering conviction. When you stand in the knowing that your desire is already yours, the universe has no choice but to mirror that knowing back to you. Everything in your experience is a reflection of what you believe to be true. The world is a mirror, not a maker. It doesn't create your destiny, it reflects the story you hold in consciousness. When you waver, it wavers. When you doubt, it delays. But when you stand firm in faith, life rushes to confirm it. Your conviction becomes the blueprint from which reality takes form. That is why nothing external needs to change first. You do. The moment you shift inwardly, reality begins to catch up. True certainty is not arrogance or stubbornness. It is calm assurance. It is the quiet, unshakable knowing that what you have imagined is already unfolding. It does not look for signs because it is the sign. It does not seek validation because it is validated from within. This kind of faith doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't beg, it commands. The person who is certain does not ask if the promise will come. They live as though it already has. And life, ever faithful, responds in kind. It begins to move in subtle yet undeniable ways. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. What once felt difficult becomes effortless. The people, ideas, and moments that once seemed far away are drawn into your orbit. You are no longer striving for alignment because you have become alignment itself. Life must rearrange to reflect your conviction. It cannot do otherwise. This is why inner certainty is more powerful than any outer effort. The person who believes they must struggle, strive, or beg will continue to meet resistance. But the one who stands still in faith commands a reality of ease. Conviction is creative power. It speaks silently but with authority, declaring to the universe, "It is done." And creation responds instantly, setting in motion the chain of events necessary to bring it into form. So stop trying to force outcomes. Instead, cultivate inner certainty. Let your thoughts, emotions, and actions flow from the state of already having received. Feel the fulfillment now. Walk as though your dream has already manifested, and life will begin to shape itself around that truth. The universe mirrors conviction. It rearranges itself not for the hesitant, but for the decided. Once you decide within that it's already yours, the unseen begins to orchestrate every detail. The invisible becomes visible. The impossible becomes natural. Life, as it always does, obeys the certainty of your inner belief. This is not the end of the old. It's the visible beginning of your new destiny. What feels like an ending is not destruction. It is transformation. The familiar is fading because something greater is taking form. The doors that closed were not rejections, they were signals that your time in that chapter has fulfilled its purpose. You have outgrown what once sustained the old season, no longer matches who you have become. Life is not breaking apart, it's breaking open. Every ending carries within it the seed of a beginning. The collapse you see is only the clearing required for the new to emerge. You cannot hold the next chapter while clinging to the last one. So the universe, in its infinite wisdom, gently removes what cannot walk with you into the new level of your becoming. It looks like loss, but it is liberation. It feels like chaos, but it is creation. Something sacred is unfolding beneath what your eyes can see. Your destiny is not behind you, it is being born through you. The things that once felt stable may be shifting because you are being realigned with your higher path. The very things that once gave you comfort are now being stripped away so that you may lean entirely into faith, into trust that what is coming is far greater than what is leaving. The dismantling is evidence of divine movement. You are stepping into a version of yourself that cannot be contained by the limitations of the past. The old self was necessary for a time. It taught you, prepared you, and shaped your strength. But now the vibration of your life has elevated. The dreams that once felt distant are now within reach, because you are no longer the same person who first imagined them. You have grown in awareness, in wisdom, and in inner power. The old chapter could not hold the magnitude of who you are becoming. That is why it had to end. Not to break you, but to free you. This is the visible beginning of your new destiny. The signs are already here if you look closely. A shift in energy, a sense of readiness, a quiet confidence that something magnificent is unfolding. You are not standing in loss, you are standing in emergence. The path ahead may still seem uncertain, but that uncertainty is sacred. It means you are walking by faith now, not by sight. So release the urge to mourn what has passed, bless it, thank it, and let it go with love. It served its divine purpose. Stand tall in this moment of rebirth, knowing that the universe never takes without giving more in return. The old has fulfilled its function, and the new is rising in its place. This is your time of renewal, expansion, and ascension. You are not at the end. You are standing at the threshold of your divine beginning, where destiny finally reveals itself in form. And now, as we stand in this sacred moment of realization, understand this: the shift has already begun. The universe is not waiting for your permission, it is responding to your faith. Everything that once seemed delayed was divine preparation. Every silence was filled with purpose. Every step, even the painful ones, was guiding you here, to the threshold of your new destiny. You are no longer the seeker, you are the receiver. The unseen world has heard your every word, felt your every intention, and it has conspired in your favor. Life is aligning itself perfectly to match the conviction of your belief. You are now standing in the vibration of answered prayer, and nothing is against you anymore. The world around you is simply reflecting the power that has awakened within you. So walk forward with peace in your heart and certainty in your mind. Trust that what is yours cannot be taken, delayed, or denied. This is your time. This is your season. The old has fallen away, and the new has already begun to rise. From this point on, expect the miraculous. Expect favor. Expect everything to work in your favor, because it already is. Your only task now is to remain in gratitude, to give thanks not because you are waiting to receive, but because you already have. The evidence may still be forming, but the truth is established. The unseen has spoken. The shift is complete. Thank you for listening. Stay in faith, stay in peace, and remember, everything is working in your favor now. Every moment of the day, you are in conversation with yourself. The question is not whether you talk to yourself, but how. These inner conversations are the architects of your reality. They are the silent builders, shaping every event, every circumstance, every meeting you call coincidence. If you desire to manifest anything, you must learn to talk to yourself as though the very thing you long for is already yours. When you speak inwardly, never speak as the one who is hoping, longing, or waiting. Speak as the one who already possesses. Instead of saying, "One day I will have it," you declare, "It is mine now." Instead of confessing, "I am trying," you affirm, "I am already living it." For the unseen is listening, and your words are the molds in which life must pour itself. To talk to yourself in the right way is to rehearse the end of your desire until it feels natural. If you want abundance, do not speak as the poor asking for more, but as the rich who already has. If you want love, do not cry as the lonely, but whisper as the beloved who is cherished. This is not pretending, this is creating. You are impressing upon your inner self the vision of what must appear outwardly. Guard carefully what you say within. Never indulge in complaints, for they return multiplied. Never repeat fears, for they sculpt your tomorrow in their image. Instead, turn every inner word into a decree of fulfillment. Tell yourself, I am already there. I am already living it. I am already free. Let this inner talk become your constant companion, day and night. And here is the mystery. You need not strain, you need not struggle, you only need to persist. Speak the end with such conviction that your mind accepts it as fact. Once accepted, your world must shift to reflect it, for the outer cannot resist the inner command. So when you rise in the morning and when you rest at night, ask yourself, what am I telling myself right now? For in that moment, you are setting the stage for the days to come. Talk to yourself like the person who already has what you desire, and life will not delay in delivering it. The words you whisper inwardly are seeds planted in the subconscious soil. Speak as if it is already done. Within you lies a field more fertile than any earth you have ever touched. Every word you speak to yourself, every thought you repeat silently is a seed dropped into that unseen ground. Just as a farmer does not doubt that the seed will take root and grow when planted, so must you have the same unwavering faith in the words you inwardly affirm. They are not idle sounds echoing in the mind. They are living forces, shaping and reshaping the invisible foundation of your reality. The subconscious is impartial. It does not question whether the seed planted is beneficial or harmful. It simply accepts it and brings it to life. If you sow words of doubt, lack, or fear, you will reap experiences that echo those same vibrations. If you plant words of fulfillment, abundance, love, and strength, your life will yield the harvest of those declarations. This is why it is vital to speak as if it is already done. You are not describing the soil, you are commanding it to produce. When you whisper to yourself, I am successful, though outer circumstances may deny it, you are planting the seed of success. When you affirm, I am loved, even if loneliness surrounds you, you are planting the seed of love. The subconscious does not know time as the conscious mind does. To it, the moment you say it is the moment it becomes real. The outer world only reflects the inner crop that has matured. Therefore, to speak as if it is already done is to step into the creative act, knowing that unseen forces are aligning to bring your declaration into visible form. Many speak to themselves as beggars, pleading for what they want, reinforcing lack rather than fulfillment. Yet the true secret is to speak like the master who already possesses the treasure. Imagine a man planting a seed and then returning to the soil every hour, digging it up to see if it has grown. Would the seed survive such constant disturbance? No. He plants it and trusts the unseen process beneath the ground. So must you with your words. Plant them once with faith, water them with repetition, and then allow the unseen to bring them forth in their season. There is no limit to what you may plant within yourself. If you desire freedom, whisper it into being. If you desire healing, declare it in the quiet chambers of your heart. If you desire peace, affirm it until the atmosphere of your mind changes. Speak not from the place of want, but from the place of having. Say, it is mine, I am living it, I am experiencing it now. This is the language that impresses the subconscious deeply, for it accepts assumption as fact. Every harvest you see in your life today is the result of seeds once whispered. If you wish to change the harvest, change the seeds. Speak as if it is already done, for in truth, the act of speaking inwardly is the act of creation itself. Do not describe life as it is, affirm life as you desire it to be. The great error most people make is to look at the present state of things and give it power by constant description. They say, this is my condition, this is my problem, this is my lack, and in doing so, they bind themselves to that very reality. To describe life as it is may feel honest, but it is not creative. Creation begins when you rise above appearances and declare life as you wish it to be. When you affirm life as you desire it, you are no longer the prisoner of facts, but the master of vision. Facts are nothing more than shadows of past assumptions, echoes of words you once accepted as true. They carry no life of their own. They only linger because you continue to feed them with attention. To break free, you must turn your words away from what is and toward what is desired. The moment you begin to speak differently, you loosen the grip of the present and open the door to the future you long for. To affirm is not to lie, it is to plant the seed of truth not yet visible. A farmer who sows corn does not see the corn immediately, yet he calls the seed corn, not dirt. In the same way, when you affirm abundance while facing lack, you are not lying, you are naming the seed for what it truly is, even before the harvest shows itself. Your affirmation is the claim of the unseen reality which must eventually appear in form. The world will tempt you to speak of conditions as they are. It will present bills, disappointments, failures, and delays, asking you to declare them loudly. But if you desire to manifest differently, you must resist this temptation. You must speak not of the lack of money, but of the overflowing supply. You must speak not of loneliness, but of being deeply cherished. You must speak not of fear, but of security and strength. Every time you affirm the desired state, instead of describing the present one, you weaken the hold of what is and strengthen the pull of what shall be. Consider how many live bound by their words. They say, nothing ever works out for me. I am always unlucky. I never have enough. These declarations are not idle. They are laws they have set upon themselves. Life cannot contradict the inner command. But imagine if they reversed their words, saying instead, things always work in my favor. Opportunities find me easily. I live in abundance. In time, the world would shift to reflect those affirmations. For what you speak inwardly becomes what you experience outwardly. So train yourself daily. Refuse to repeat the story of what is. Refuse to give voice to facts that do not serve you. Instead, affirm boldly the life you desire. Let your inner speech become a constant rehearsal of the future you wish to live. Affirm health, wealth, love, and peace until your subconscious accepts them as natural. And once accepted, life will mold itself to match your declarations. You are not here to echo the present. You are here to command the future. Do not describe life as it is. Affirm life as you desire it to be, and watch as the world bends to your inner decree. The inner dialogue is a script that the outer world must follow. Every conversation you carry on in the secret chambers of your mind is not without consequence. It is not mere imagination or idle chatter. It is the writing of a script. And the world around you is the stage upon which that script must be acted out. Just as an actor performs the lines written in a play, so too does your reality perform the lines whispered within you. What you repeat inwardly is rehearsed until it becomes the performance of your outer life. Most people do not realize they are both the author and the actor. They assume the outer world dictates what they should think and say inwardly. They see circumstances and then repeat them to themselves, saying, "This is how it is, this is my life, this is my problem." Without knowing it, they are rehearsing a script that guarantees a repeat performance. The same troubles, the same disappointments, the same cycles appear because the inner dialogue has not changed. But the moment you alter the script within, the play without must follow suit. If, instead of rehearsing failure, you begin rehearsing success, the stage will rearrange itself to match the new lines. If, instead of whispering loneliness, you begin to script conversations of love, the world will provide characters who will echo that love. It is law. The inner dialogue is the script, and the outer world has no choice but to act it out. Consider how often you speak to yourself in ways you would never allow another to speak to you. You say, "I am not enough. I can't do it. Nothing ever changes." These words may never be spoken aloud, yet they are spoken in the most powerful court, the subconscious mind. And because the subconscious does not argue, it simply accepts, these words become orders it must carry out. Life will conspire to prove them true, not because they are facts, but because they were lines rehearsed too often to be ignored. To master your life, you must master your dialogue. Begin to speak to yourself as one who has already achieved what you seek. If you desire abundance, carry on inner conversations where you tell yourself, "Everything I touch prospers. Opportunities open for me daily. Wealth flows to me with ease." If you long for love, script dialogues where you feel adored, appreciated, and cherished. Let these conversations be so vivid and consistent that they leave no room for the old script of lack or fear. When you persist in this new dialogue, a shift occurs. The world begins to take on the shape of your rehearsals. People show up to play the roles you have written for them in silence. Events unfold in harmony with the script you have secretly practiced. It may seem mysterious, but it is only the natural law of creation. What is impressed inwardly must be expressed outwardly. You cannot escape your inner words. They are not harmless musings, they are commands. The wise learn to direct them consciously, scripting only that which they wish to live. The unwise allow random fears, doubts, and complaints to write their lives for them. But the choice is always yours. If you desire to change the stage, you must change the script. And the script is nothing more than the dialogue you carry on with yourself day after day. Speak from the end, not toward it. Declare from fulfillment, not from lack. The great mistake many make in their inner speech is to pray, affirm, or declare from a position of absence. They say, "I want to be wealthy, I want to be loved, I want to be free." And though these words seem harmless, they carry within them the vibration of lack. To want something is to confess that you do not have it. To long for it is to emphasize its distance. Life simply mirrors back the state from which you speak. And so the longing is prolonged. The distance remains. To speak from the end is altogether different. It is to rise above the state of wanting and stand in the state of having. It is to declare, "I am wealthy now, I am loved now, I am free now." In doing so, you impress upon the subconscious the image of fulfillment, and the subconscious, being faithful, must outpicture it in your outer world. This is not wishful thinking, it is the creative act itself. You are not asking for something to come, you are claiming that it has already arrived. Imagine an actor preparing for a role. He does not rehearse as though the character will one day exist. He becomes the character now. He speaks the lines with conviction as though he already is the one he portrays. Likewise, you must rehearse the end in your own life. If you desire health, do not speak as the sick pleading for healing, but as the healed giving thanks for vitality. If you desire success, do not speak as the struggler hoping for a break, but as the successful one living in accomplishment. When you declare from fulfillment, you place yourself at the end of the story, and life, like a faithful servant, rearranges itself to match your declaration. This principle requires trust. It demands that you close your eyes to present appearances and open your heart to unseen realities. The outer world may contradict you. Facts may scream otherwise. Yet you must persist in speaking from the end. For just as a seed in the ground looks nothing like the harvest to come, so too do your declarations of fulfillment appear foolish in the face of current lack. But wait, persist. Speak only from the end, and in time the harvest must appear. Many weaken their manifestation by wavering between the two states. One moment they speak from the end, declaring it is done, and the next they revert to lack, confessing, I hope it will come. This double-mindedness delays the process, for the subconscious is impressed by consistency. To truly manifest, you must remain steadfast, speaking as the one who already lives in the reality desired. So practice daily, enter the end in imagination, feel the joy of its completion, and let your words flow from that state. Say, I am already there. It is already mine. I am already living in it. Let every thought, every whisper, every declaration come from the fulfillment itself. When you speak this way, the distance between desire and manifestation collapses. For you no longer chase what you seek, you live in it now. To speak from the end is to hold the power of creation in your hands. To declare from fulfillment is to command life itself. When you master this art, you will find that every desire yields to you. For the world has no choice but to reflect the end from which you speak. Every repeated inner statement impresses the unseen, and what is impressed will surely be expressed. Within you lies a silent power that never sleeps, a power that records every word you speak to yourself and molds your outer life accordingly. This power is impartial. It does not decide for you what is right or wrong, beneficial or harmful. It simply receives the impressions you give it, and with unbending faithfulness, it shapes your world to match them. Repetition. The key is understanding that repetition is the tool by which these impressions are carved deeply into the unseen mind. Think of water falling gently upon a stone. One drop seems harmless, incapable of leaving a mark. Yet repeated drops, over time, wear away even the hardest surface. So it is with your words. A single inner statement may pass without much effect, but when repeated, it etches itself into the depths of your subconscious, creating a groove that reality must follow. Every time you affirm, you are chiseling the pattern more deeply. Eventually, the unseen accepts it as truth, and once accepted, the outer world cannot help but reflect it. This is why persistence is more powerful than force. You need not strain or struggle to make your desire come to pass. You only need to repeat it inwardly with conviction until it feels natural. Say to yourself, I am successful, I am loved, I am free. At first it may feel false, as though you are pretending, but with repetition, the words lose their strangeness and begin to feel familiar. The moment they feel natural, they are impressed, and what is impressed must be expressed. Most people unknowingly impress the unseen with fear, doubt, and limitation. They repeat statements like, nothing ever works out for me, I never have enough, people always disappoint me. These words, spoken over and over, settle into the subconscious as laws. Life then organizes itself to prove them right, not because such is their destiny, but because such was their decree. The tragedy is that they mistake these outer results as evidence of truth, and so they repeat the same inner statements with even greater conviction, deepening the cycle. But the same law that binds you also frees you, just as repeated words of limitation create bondage. Repeated words of fulfillment create freedom. Begin today to choose your inner statements with care. Let your repetition be deliberate and filled with life. Whisper often to yourself, everything I need comes to me with ease. I am surrounded by love. Opportunities are always opening for me. My life overflows with abundance. Say it when you rise. Say it as you walk. Say it before you sleep. Let rapidity write a new script in the unseen. And do not concern yourself with when or how it will appear. That is not your task. Your work is only to impress. The unseen will handle expression with perfect timing. Trust the law. What you impress will be expressed. Repeat with faith, persist until it feels natural, and then rest in the certainty that your world must mirror your inner decree. Every repeated inner statement is a seed, and the soil of the subconscious never fails to give harvest. Choose wisely what you plant. Repeat it until it is alive within you, and soon you will walk in the expression of what you once only whispered. Guard your inner conversations, for they are not idle. They are creative decrees shaping your tomorrow. Every word you speak within yourself is a command. Every thought you rehearse is a prophecy. You may not see its effect immediately, but make no mistake. These inner exchanges are setting in motion the very circumstances you will walk into. There is no such thing as an empty word spoken to yourself. Each carries weight, each carries life, and each is planting the future in your unseen mind. Many treat their inner talk carelessly, as though it were harmless chatter. They argue with themselves, rehearse offenses, complain about lack, and imagine worst-case scenarios. They do not realize that with every repetition, they are giving life to those very conditions. To worry is simply to rehearse failure in advance. To complain is to affirm lack as law. To dwell on fear is to summon its shadow into form. Nothing you tell yourself passes unnoticed. The subconscious records it all and faithfully reproduces it. This is why vigilance is necessary. Just as a wise guardian protects the gates of a city, so must you guard the gates of your mind. Allow no intruder in the form of negative conversation. The moment you notice yourself rehearsing defeat, stop and replace it with victory. The instant you catch yourself speaking of lack, affirm abundance instead. Do not let careless words slip by, for they are not idle. They are seeds waiting for the hour to sprout. Guarding your inner conversations does not mean living in fear of every thought. It means living consciously, choosing deliberately the words you repeat within. Decide in advance the kind of future you wish to live, and then allow only those words that align with it. If you desire health, let your inner talk be filled with the language of vitality and strength. If you desire success, let your inner voice echo achievement and opportunity. If you long for love, speak to yourself as one already cherished and deeply valued. Your words are not mere reflections of reality, they are creators of reality. The great secret is persistence. A guarded mind is not swayed by appearances. Even if the world contradicts you, you remain faithful to the conversation within. You say, I am blessed, I am secure, I am thriving, even when outer circumstances whisper otherwise. You guard your words as a king guards his crown, for you know they carry the authority to shape what comes next. And eventually, what was once only an inner decree becomes your outer experience. Look at your life today, and you will see the conversations of yesterday. Look at your tomorrow, and you will see the conversations of today. This law never fails. So keep watch over your inner dialogue with diligence. Refuse to entertain words that diminish you. Instead, continually affirm the life you desire until it becomes the only natural way of speaking. Your inner talk is the script of your destiny, the decree of your tomorrow. Guard it with care, for it is not idle. It is creation itself. Every truth we have explored returns to one central reality. Your inner world is the cause, and your outer world is the effect. The way you talk to yourself, the words you repeat, and the conversations you guard are not mere mental activity. They are the blueprint of your future. Speak from the end, not from lack. Affirm life as you desire it, not as it currently appears. Protect the garden of your mind, for every seed whispered inwardly must bear fruit outwardly. The law is simple yet profound. What you impress within will be expressed without. So walk with confidence, knowing you are never at the mercy of circumstances. You are the writer of the script, the planter of the seed, the guardian of the word. Your destiny is not in the hands of chance, but in the dialogue you keep alive within yourself. Talk to yourself like the one who already possesses, who already is, who already lives the fulfillment. Persist until it feels natural, and life will bow to your decree. Thank you for giving your attention, your presence, and your openness to these words. May you leave here not only inspired, but transformed in the way you speak to yourself. For that change alone is enough to reshape your entire tomorrow. Thank you. And may your inner words today become the beautiful expressions of your life tomorrow. There are moments in life when everything feels unsettled. Doors close, familiar paths vanish, and the ground beneath you begins to tremble. Do not mistake this shaking for destruction. It is preparation. When God is about to give you something big, He first clears away the small. The old self cannot inherit the new blessing. A greater life requires a greater identity. Just as the seed must break before the tree emerges, you too will feel something breaking within you. Relationships may shift, desires may intensify, and old habits will no longer satisfy you. This is not loss, it is birth. You may feel pressure, as though life itself is squeezing you. Do not curse the pressure, for diamonds are made by nothing else. That tightening, that sense of being cornered, is simply the sign that you are being shaped into who you must be to hold the blessing that is on its way. And then come the signs, the whispers of alignment. Dreams so vivid they feel more real than waking life. Random encounters that speak directly to your heart. Repeated numbers, phrases, and patterns that call your attention. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven is hinting at what is already yours. There will be a moment, often quiet and without fanfare, when a sense of completion rises within you. You cannot explain it, but you feel it. It is done. Even before it shows up in your hands, it is sealed in your heart. That inner knowing is the first manifestation. The outer follows swiftly after. Yet just before it arrives comes the test, the temptation to doubt, the urge to give up, the illusion that nothing is happening. This is the final gate. If you hold firm, if you persist in the unseen reality, then nothing can stop its arrival. So remember, when the world seems uncertain, when pressure surrounds you, when strange signs light up your path, take courage. God is not punishing you, He is preparing you. And the greater the blessing, the greater the shaking before it comes. Stand still, trust the process, and watch. For when God is about to give you something big, you will see this. When life begins to shake from within, many mistake it for something going wrong. They look at the confusion, the discomfort, the restless nights, and assume they have fallen off track. But the truth is the opposite. Inner shaking is not a sign of failure. It is a divine announcement that something greater is moving toward you. Just as the ground trembles before a seed bursts through the soil, your spirit trembles before a blessing breaks into your reality. The unrest you feel is not the end. It is the beginning of transformation. The human mind loves comfort, familiarity, and certainty, but growth never comes wrapped in what is familiar. To receive more, you must first be stretched beyond what you have known. That stretching can feel unsettling. It may appear as doubts, sudden changes in your relationships, or shifts in your desires. Things that once satisfied you no longer do. The conversations you once enjoyed now feel shallow. The places you used to belong no longer feel like home. This is the shaking. It is the loosening of the old identity, the peeling away of everything that cannot go with you into your new season. Think of a house under renovation. Before new walls can be painted, the old plaster must be stripped. Dust fills the air, the structure looks broken, and yet it is not destruction. It is preparation. In the same way, when God is about to give you something big, He allows the inner world to feel unsettled so that you can let go of what no longer serves you. The unrest is His way of making space for the new. Sometimes the shaking shows up as an inner resistance to routines you once followed blindly. You begin questioning your choices, your habits, even your relationships. This questioning is not weakness, it is awakening. It is the signal that you are no longer aligned with the smaller version of yourself. A greater vision is pulling you, and it will not allow you to remain in the comfort of the past. Even your emotions may fluctuate. One moment you feel inspired, the next you feel uncertain. Do not despise this rhythm. Just as a tide must pull back before it pushes forward with power, your spirit often retreats before it advances into its new blessing. That restlessness you feel is the stretching of your inner world to contain something far larger than what you have known. The inner shaking is holy. It is the invisible hand of God rearranging the furniture of your soul so that when the blessing arrives, you are ready to hold it. If you run from the shaking, you delay the blessing. But if you embrace it, if you sit quietly and trust the process, you will see that every unsettling thought and every restless feeling was simply a sign that expansion was near. What you are experiencing is not chaos, but the silent preparation for breakthrough. And when the dust settles, you will see the beauty that was always waiting to be revealed. The moment a greater life calls you forward, the version of yourself that lived in limitation cannot remain. The old self must die, not in sorrow or tragedy, but in a quiet surrender to transformation. To step into the new, you must release the patterns, the thoughts, and the identity that once kept you safe but now keeps you small. Every great change begins with a death, the death of who you were, so that the birth of who you truly are can take place. This death is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is subtle, almost unnoticeable. You wake up one morning and realize you no longer find joy in the things that once defined you. The desires you carried for years lose their weight. The roles you played no longer fit. It feels as though the very skin you live in has grown too tight. That discomfort is the whisper that your old self is dissolving, making way for the greater version within you. The old self thrives on repetition. It clings to familiar stories. This is who I am. This is how life works. This is what I deserve. But those stories were written by limitation, not by destiny. When God calls you into expansion, those narratives collapse. You begin to see that the life you accepted as unchangeable was only a reflection of what you once believed. As those beliefs crumble, so does the identity that was built upon them. The death of the old self is simply the falling away of illusions. This process can feel uncomfortable, even frightening. You may grieve what you're leaving behind, relationships, habits, environments that once gave you security. But remember, you are not losing anything real. You are shedding the costume that hid your true essence. The butterfly does not mourn the cocoon. It accepts that the shell was only temporary, necessary for a season, but not meant to contain the fullness of flight. At times, the old self resists. It whispers, "Stay where you are, do not change. It is too risky to grow." This is the voice of fear, the echo of a life built on survival rather than vision. Yet every great promise requires courage. To inherit the new identity, you must silence the voice of fear and choose trust. The crumbling of the old is not your destruction, it is your liberation. And then comes the breakthrough. As the old identity fades, a new one begins to emerge. You carry yourself differently, speak with more certainty, dream with more boldness. Life itself mirrors this shift back to you. New opportunities appear, new connections form. Doors once closed swing wide open. All of this is evidence that you have died to what was and awakened to what is. So do not fear the crumbling. Do not cling to what was never meant to last. The old self dies so that the true self can rise. This is the sacred exchange. Death to limitation, birth to freedom. And when you look back, you will see that nothing of value was lost. Only illusions burned away, leaving you free to walk fully into the life already prepared for you. Pressure is one of life's greatest teachers. When everything feels delayed, when doors seem locked, when you push and nothing moves, it is easy to believe you are forgotten or that your desire will never come to pass. But what you call resistance is not denial. It is preparation. The pressure you feel before the breakthrough is the invisible hand shaping you into someone who can not only receive the blessing, but also sustain it. Think of the seed beneath the soil. To the eye, it appears buried, suffocated in darkness, pressed under layers of earth. Yet within that hidden place, the seed is breaking open. Its outer shell is cracking so that the life within can emerge. Without the pressure of the soil, without the weight that surrounds it, the seed could never grow roots strong enough to reach the surface. The very thing that seems to hold it back is the force that makes its growth possible. So it is with you. The delays, the obstacles, the resistance you face are not walls, they are wombs. They are the conditions required for the birth of your greater self. When God is about to give you something big, He often allows pressure to build. This pressure may appear as financial struggles, relational challenges, or inner doubts. You may feel as if life is pressing in from every side, but instead of cursing the pressure, recognize it as evidence that something powerful is near. Pressure only exists when there is something within you trying to expand beyond its current form. If nothing greater were on its way, there would be no need for the stretching. Delay itself is an illusion. In truth, what seems delayed is simply aligning at the right time and in the right way. Imagine a great gift being wrapped, prepared, and delivered. From your perspective, it may feel late, but from the higher perspective, it is perfect timing. If it arrived too soon, you would not be ready to hold it. If it came too easily, you would not have the strength to keep it. The resistance is not against you. It is for you. It forges patience, deepens faith, and sharpens vision. Even in nature, the greatest treasures are formed under pressure. Diamonds are created only through immense heat and compression. Pearls are formed when an oyster endures irritation until it transforms it into beauty. In the same way, the heaviness you feel is crafting strength, wisdom, and resilience within you. Without the pressure, the breakthrough would be shallow. With it, the breakthrough becomes permanent. The key is not to fight the pressure, but to lean into it with trust. Know that every no you face is guiding you to the greater yes. Every delay is a pause for alignment. Every closed door is a redirection to a better one. When the breakthrough finally arrives, and it always does, you will see that the pressure was not punishment, it was the pathway. And you will stand stronger, clearer, and more alive because of it. There comes a time on the journey toward your greater blessing when life begins to whisper. These whispers are not random, they are signs, signals that you are aligning with the reality you have been calling into being. They arrive as synchronicities, vivid dreams, sudden insights, and subtle nudges that seem to point in the same direction. To the ordinary eye, they may look like coincidences, but to the awakened heart, they are confirmations that what you seek is already seeking you. Synchronicities often appear when you are closest to your breakthrough. You think of someone and they call. You imagine a place and suddenly opportunities to visit it open up. Numbers repeat themselves. Symbols follow you. Words or phrases echo across different conversations. It may feel uncanny, almost as if the world itself is speaking directly to you. That is because it is. The outer world is mirroring your inner state, showing you that your desire is not just a wish, but a reality already in motion. Dreams also carry powerful messages during this season. At night, when the conscious mind rests, the deeper self communicates in symbols and scenarios. You may dream of stepping into new houses, of flying, of being clothed in garments you have never worn before. These are not meaningless images, they are reflections of your inner transformation. They are glimpses of the life your soul is already inhabiting before your body has caught up. When you awaken from such dreams, do not dismiss them. Write them down, honor them, and recognize them as signposts that you are walking the right path. Then there are the sudden insights, the flashes of understanding that arrive without warning. One moment you are uncertain, and the next you know exactly what to do. A solution appears, an idea takes root, a new perspective opens. These insights are not accidents. They are the voice of the divine within you, guiding your steps with precision. What once seemed complicated becomes simple. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. These insights are evidence that you are no longer struggling alone. You are aligned with a wisdom far greater than your own. The beauty of these signs is that they carry with them a sense of reassurance. They remind you that you are not wandering aimlessly, nor are you waiting in vain. Every synchronicity, every dream, every insight is a gentle tap on the shoulder, saying, "Keep going. You are closer than you think." The signs do not create the blessing, they reveal it. They show you that the unseen has already taken form and is on its way into the visible. So when these signals appear, do not ignore them. Welcome them with gratitude, for they are proof that heaven and earth are working together on your behalf. Pay attention, trust the patterns, and let them encourage you to persist. For when the signs of alignment become too frequent to dismiss, know this: the blessing is no longer just coming, it is already here, unfolding before your eyes. There is a sacred moment on the journey of creation when striving ceases. It does not come with fireworks or a loud announcement. Rather, it arrives as a quiet knowing within the heart. This is the feeling of completion. Long before the blessing touches your hands, your spirit already celebrates it as finished. It is as if a gentle voice within whispers, "It is done." You no longer chase, you no longer beg, and you no longer worry. You rest in the awareness that what you asked for is already yours. This inner completion is not imagination playing tricks. It is the truth of how creation works. Everything begins in the unseen, in the invisible realm of thought and feeling. The outer world is simply the shadow of the inner. When your heart reaches that place of peace, where the desire feels fulfilled, the outer must eventually reflect it. The quiet knowing is not separate from the blessing. It is the first stage of its manifestation. Many misunderstand this stage because it feels so subtle. There is no urgency, no impatience. The restlessness that once kept you awake at night has vanished. Instead, there is calm. You may still go about your daily routine, but something within you has shifted. You walk with a new confidence, speak with quiet authority, and carry an energy of certainty. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is the heart's recognition that the work is already complete. Think of an artist who has just finished painting. Before the world sees it, before it hangs on a wall, the artist already knows it is done. The satisfaction, the fulfillment has already settled in the heart. The unveiling is only a matter of time. In the same way, when you reach the inner feeling of completion, you are no longer waiting with anxiety. You are simply allowing the unveiling of what already exists. This inner state is powerful because it silences doubt. When the heart knows, the mind can no longer argue. Circumstances may still look unchanged, but you are unmoved. You no longer seek signs to prove it to you. Instead, you see signs because you already know it is true. Faith has matured into certainty, and certainty requires no effort. It simply is. Often, this feeling arrives after a season of pressure and surrender. You wrestle, you question, you stretch, and then suddenly, without force, you rest. It is like exhaling after holding your breath too long. Peace floods the soul, and you know you do not need to chase what is already yours. You begin to live as though the desire has been fulfilled, and in that living you draw it swiftly into form. So cherish this inner completion. It is the sweetest evidence that your manifestation is near. The world will soon catch up to what your heart already knows, and when it does, you will smile, not in surprise, but in recognition. For you understood long before it appeared. It was done the moment you felt it so. The moments just before the blessing often feel like the hardest to endure. Everything within you longs for evidence, yet the outer world remains stubbornly silent. Doubts rise, fears whisper, and life seems to test the very faith you have been holding on to. This is not coincidence, it is the test of faith. Before the greater blessing arrives, you will be tempted to give up, to walk away, to believe it was all in vain. But those who endure this final trial discover that it is nothing more than the last threshold before the door opens. Faith is not proven in times of ease. It is revealed in moments of silence, when nothing in the outer world seems to agree with what you know inwardly to be true. The delay is not punishment. It is the refining of your conviction. Just as gold is purified by fire, your faith is strengthened by resistance. If the desire appeared the moment you asked, there would be no depth of trust, no growth of character, no expansion of soul. The test of faith is the divine way of ensuring that you are not only ready to receive, but ready to sustain what is given. In this stage, circumstances often appear contrary. Opportunities may close, relationships may shift, and unexpected obstacles may arise. Everything seems to shout, "It will not happen." Yet this contradiction is the very sign that you are near. The old reality is making one last attempt to pull you back into doubt. If you surrender to the appearance, you return to the old self. But if you hold firm, if you refuse to give in to the illusion, you pass through the test and step into the fulfillment. This test is not meant to break you, but to reveal you. It shows you the strength already inside you, the unwavering conviction that does not bend with appearances. You learn to walk by inner vision rather than outer sight, and as you persist, the unseen begins to solidify into form. The blessing you once could only imagine now takes tangible shape before your eyes. Think of a runner approaching the finish line. The final stretch is often the most exhausting. Muscles ache, lungs burn, and everything cries out to stop. Yet the runner pushes through, knowing that the reward is not far. The same is true of you. The pressure you feel, the doubts that press in, are simply signs that you are at the threshold. If you can endure this last stretch, you will see the promise fulfilled. So when life tempts you to give up, when the silence feels unbearable, when the evidence seems against you, remember this truth. You are closest to the blessing when the test feels strongest. Stand firm. Refuse to waver. The door is not locked. It is waiting for your persistence to push it open. And once you step through, you will look back and realize that the test was not a barrier, it was the bridge that carried you into the life you were meant to live. Everything you have experienced, the inner shaking, the crumbling of the old self, the pressure before breakthrough, the signs of alignment, the quiet feeling of completion, and even the final test of faith are not random events. They are the sacred stages of transformation. They are the proof that God is preparing you for something greater than you have ever imagined. What looks like struggle is actually shaping, what feels like delay is divine timing, and what seems like the end is only the beginning of a new chapter. So when these moments arrive, do not despair. Embrace them. Recognize them as confirmation that your blessing is near. The greater the shaking, the greater the gift. The deeper the test, the brighter the reward. Stand firm, trust the unseen, and live as though it is already done. For in truth, it already is. Thank you for giving me your time and your heart. May these words remind you of the power within you and the promise before you. Stay strong, stay faithful, and watch how your life transforms. Thank you.